Alright, so this is a suggestion via Discord. The name of the video is why you should not go back to Africa. Alright, don't worry. Do not worry, bro. Do not.
Think about it. 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 Think about it.
What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa.
Okay.
If you got the money.
Go black to Africa? Okay.
You know, family, I want to say this lightly.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to offend anybody or hurt anybody. We got to do better. Why would you want to leave a country that you're struggling in
Okay.
to go to a country, a continent, you're going to struggle worse? Why would you leave a country that you can't make it in and then try to go to a continent that you're not going to make it in? Why would you leave a country and you have not considered the cost? And when you get to the other country or continent, the cost is killing you. Why would you leave a country
Okay, hold on.
that you barely have a pot to piss in to go to a country where there's no pot to piss in?
All right, so this is basically what's happening here. He is specifically, almost exclusively, talking about one type of expat. Okay, now keep this in mind, guys. I have been an expat for almost the last 2 decades, going back and forth between Spain. I was in Spain full time for about 7 years. Then for the last 2 years, started going back and forth. So again, Spain, the United States of America, back and forth. So I don't think I fall into the category of what he's saying here, but you do definitely 100% need to kind of at all times be prepared for what you're going to encounter. And before Spain, I was in South Korea. I was in Gori, South Korea, specifically. Where are we at geographically? East of Seoul, right? For 3 years, right? So I've been kind of moving around, bro. At all times, if you're looking to do something like this, though, you do need to be prepared for what is to come, okay? You need to find a way that you can make some type of income in the United States of America and then go to that foreign country, right? Specifically, if it's a impoverished foreign country. You need to be fully aware that you need to have some type of outside income, or you're going to be living way beneath the standards that you have been accustomed to, even if you live in some of the worst parts of the United States of America. All right, that's important. Absolutely. Okay, but let's continue. Let's see where this takes us.
Why would you leave a country that you have not made something of yourself to go to a country where you won't even have the possibility to make something of yourself?
That's valid, to be honest.
What am I saying, family?
Be prepared.
I've said this in many of my videos, but I'm quite sure there are many who just watch 1 or 2 videos. Understandably.
Generally.
But when it comes to my channel and motivating and encourage people to go to Africa, I have said time and time again, you have to have your money intact. You cannot be going to Africa looking for a job. For if you are not self-made in America, it's going to be hard for you to go to Africa and start
anywhere,
a business.
Even a state.
If you have never done business before, it's going to make it that much more harder because business is done different in Africa. I have seen people who go to Africa, start businesses, and go broke.
I really wish that he would definitely explain where in Africa he's referring to, because Africa is gigantic. I've spent most of my time when I do go to Africa, North Africa specifically, right? I've spent a lot of time in Morocco, occasionally go down to West Africa, but either Morocco or Mauritania. Basically in the Sahara Desert region of Africa is where I basically stay if I go, right? But either way.
I haven't even made it a year. And I've said this before, is that if you don't have the capital,
important.
Some people don't even understand what a capital is.
Yeah.
If you don't have money in the bank sitting that can take care of your business after your business is going through some suffering, that it can sustain your business for 2 years without you making money. Not you go to Africa and start with $5,000. You exhaust your money and expect your business to start making money that month. This is where we are. We have a lack of knowledge, family.
That's valid. I'm going to point out something really quickly that I just pointed out. It's definitely not 2 years. It's more like 5, right? So if you're going to Africa specifically, anywhere in Africa, or honestly, it's not even just an Africa thing. It's anywhere you go, right? If you're going somewhere out of the country that uses a different currency, you want to make sure you have at least 5 years. Okay, that would be the smartest play.
I'm getting emails. I'm getting responses and WhatsApps. I've even responded to some of these people. People are having GoFundMes.
That's wild.
We are people that are so used to this, a handout.
Oh.
And then when you all who helped them because they didn't do their business right, they didn't do their so-called considering the cost.
Right.
You go help them. You think that help is good help.
No, it's terrible.
When it makes the matters even worse, they're digging themselves further in the hole.
Yep.
And then when they take your money, do it for other means or do it for themselves, you're screaming scammed. Now, I did a video on...
Bro, he's super based.
How not to get scammed. And it's not guaranteed you won't get scammed. I've been scammed.
Right. Yeah, me too.
But we have to understand that even if you feel this unction to get up and move to Africa, you feel America, Canada, or UK or Europe is not for you, take your time. This doesn't happen overnight.
It's valid.
I see people who I have highly recommended to go visit first, but I've seen people with families, children, 2, 3, 4 kids, even more,
who put
uproot
everything
and move.
Yeah.
People thinking you can move to Tanzania, people that, you can move to these other countries and don't even understand the visa process.
Wow. Oh, no.
We got to be better. There's nothing wrong with helping people. But if they can't help themselves, how are you going to help them?
Right.
How long is this month's help going to happen? Help them when next month's coming?
Like, bro, if you have to, guys, hold on. Guys, if you have to set up a GoFundMe account in order for you to be able to maintain yourself in a foreign country, go back home, bro. Go back home. Either that or go down or whatever it is, right, to the standard of living of the actual country. That would make all the sense in the world. Okay. Now, in my points here. So in Spain, the standard of living it's lower. To be honest, I think you can pretty much get by off of 1,000 to 2,000 euros a month. You can definitely live with that. Okay, right? On the beach, basically. Right? Rent an apartment, fresh food downstairs, type of thing. Is $2 or €2 pizzas if you want whole pizzas, €2 in Malaga at least. Right? I'm telling you, you can definitely live off of that. But in South Korea, specifically Gori. Nah, right. It's basically American standard of living. Just be prepared for, $5, $6, $7, $1,000 a month required to maintain yourself adequately in a place like that. But in Spain, I'm telling you, and then in Morocco, bro, like Tangiers. I'm pronouncing it wrong. I know. Don't come at me. But I never could pronounce the place correctly. But I like it. It has no stop signs or red lights. Either way, the place like that, bro. Listen, $500 a month, probably. Right? If you want to live like a local, or just above the standard of local, oh yeah, you're good out there. Religion is interesting out there though, but just you're good out there for that. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you need to be completely prepared to understand what the average person there makes monthly and able to survive off of, right? That's the number one thing when you're actually looking to move to a foreign country. You need to be fully prepared and aware of that. I'm sure there are a lot of individuals who try to go places and just completely fail. Now, his conversation is purely about Africa, but trust me, it's everywhere. If you're looking to move somewhere else, be fully prepared to research what does the local person, the average local person, need to survive. What is the average household income? And if you don't have the ability to make that while being outside of the United States of America, that may not be the place for you to go. Okay? Or if you don't have like a large enough savings, let's say you save up, I don't know, $15,000, and that's what the average person in whatever country you're going to would make in 3 or 4 years, and you're able to save that, bro, take a 3-year vacation and come back, if that's the plan, if that makes any sense, right? You need to make sure your savings adequate, specifically if you're not looking to to actually do anything to make money in those places. But now, I cannot attest specifically for Africa, specifically West Africa at least, because I didn't do any work there. Right? That was just more of like a leisure thing. So I don't know how much pull like being an American will get you. In Spain, I've gotten into places that I should not have been because I'm American. Specifically in my field of photography, I've been able to photograph people and be in places that I should not have been in. I completely skipped the line of all the local photographers being there. I can tell you this for a fact. Okay, just because I'm American. But in South Korea, that meant nothing. It meant nothing at all. So, and that's kind of the thing here, right? So depending on what part of Africa he's actually referring to, you may actually be able to kind of get in and skip the line and pull some jobs off that other people may not have been able to. But all right, let's continue, guys.
If you got to ask for money today, how are you planning on taking care of yourself tomorrow?
Valid.
We don't have enough sense to think ahead sometimes. We only think about today. We only think that I'll do something today and let tomorrow figure itself out.
Oh.
No. I'm sorry, family. This ain't the way that most people who are successful have done it.
No, at all.
To try to rob Peter to pay Paul is a habit that we black people have here in America.
Bro, this is a scathing review of black culture. Scathing review.
I have found, not just here in America, it is a problem we have in our community.
Black American culture.
Around the globe in some instances. Not everybody. But this handout thing of always wanting people to help you out, you get yourself caught in a pickle. Your loved one pass away, you got to go fund me. You ain't got enough money to spend to pay
Funeral.
for a funeral.
That's wild. Are you talking about trying to go to another country? Bro, get your priorities straight.
To each his own. I help many people. But I am not trying to have my channel to motivate and encourage people who are going to be ignorant and think that they can look at how I travel to around Africa when I got the money.
You've worked for it, bro. It's reality.
I spent $40,000 in 9 months in Africa. Now, though I might have traveled.
Bro, what did you build? Or what did you build? 40,000 in Africa in 9 months? What did you build? He must have built something, or he was specifically going to like super high ticket areas that are like legitimately on par with the United States of America, and he was living lavishly. If that was the case,
Traveled to the 9 different countries. I'm watching families and I'm telling them, in my consultations, if you got 2-3 kids, believe me, you better bet on you're going to spend at least $30,000 a year. $30,000 a year? You better believe it. Do you really think that You're going to live like the average African?
No, and that's the point right there, because we're not going to. Like, if we could, when we went to places that were, slightly different than us, then yeah, it's plausible. But, bro, we can't.
You really only going to shop in the small markets they shop at?
Nah, we can't.
Live in the smaller houses? Or are you going to go try to live the lifestyle that you lived here in America?
That's
even
the
the poor here in America
live better on average. Go ahead and say it.
Way better
than
poor people in Africa.
Right. I don't like the way better, but yeah, basically he's right.
And if you're trying to live the lifestyle as a poor person in America and you're trying to go there in Africa live that same way, you're going to spend $40,000 a year. If it's a family of 3 to 4, you're going to be about $30,000, close to 30, between that and $40,000. I watch some of these YouTubers who got these channels who they're sitting there showing you places they eat. And I know it costs $15 for a meal.
Yeah, because you're focusing exclusively on trying to make your life as comfortable as humanly possible. And obviously, when you're outside of the United States of America or any of the countries that are listed here, America, Canada, UK, Europe, you'll realize instantly those are luxuries. Like, even the things that we just completely take advantage of, all of those things are luxuries. Every single aspect of it. And do not get into food safety in some of these places, right? Hopefully you're not like me. I am a food safety nut. Hence the reason why I didn't eat for 3 days. I was in Nigeria.
They're showing you, they're standing in the tourist areas. They don't tell you how much it costs them to be in these hotels, these resorts.
It's crazy.
I did a consultation with a family. They were going to spend $4,500 for 2 weeks at a resort. I said, no, you can get...
Oh, that's East Africa. Oh, that's Zanzibar, sounds like. Or Dar es Salaam, even. Ooh.
Way cheaper than that. There's no reason you shouldn't be paying more than at least about $600. When you don't know what you're doing, you could spend a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
And people, I'm getting the reports, people are moving to Africa and are going broke.
Getting scammed. I'm telling you, they see you coming. I'm like, they're like, local pays $20 to enter to here, or whatever the 20 of their local currency is, for example, right? Foreigner, literally, a lot of the places I've been to in Africa, specifically, like random places, specifically East Africa, at least, locals pay this price. Foreigners pay like 10 times more. It's like, bro, what do you mean? Right? That's crazy to see, like, visually.
How could you move to a place you've never been without visiting?
Right.
Now, to each his own. If you are one who are a frequent traveler and you got your money in order and you have residual income coming in, I would get that. Some people are banking on starting a business in a country that you don't even know the formalities of starting the business. You don't even understand the business of how it's going to be when you get there. You're thinking you're going to price your product like you do in America. The average person is not going to pay $5 for a burger. The average person is not going to eat out like they do over here in America. The locals might come to your place for a cup of coffee one time because it costs 20 cents to get a cup of coffee off the street. You're watching some of these people who are being interviewed with these big businesses and companies, but you don't know the whole story. You thinking you're going to wind up big going there and starting a business? That just does not happen. They have money. A lot of people don't tell you the true story. That's why I be transparent with people. The money that I make and what I spend, so that you can see it ain't that easy.
Okay, that's valid.
We got to get out of our emotions. I've got to get out of where you're from to get over to Africa. Most of the people that I am speaking to of that going to visit Africa is just that. Go back to Africa. If moving there is one of your desires, well, go visit first. And if you feel as though that you want to just uproot your family and go move, you best have a residual income.
That's the only thing that matters.
Monthly income coming in monthly.
Yeah, monthly, yep. Like some type of royalty from something. You've saved so much money. You've been able to invest so much money that you're getting dividends that actually have the ability to kind of cover, let's say, I don't know, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month in just dividends monthly, right? If that's the case, bro, do your thing, live your life. You don't have to sit still anymore, right? Your investments are paying for you to live your life, you and your family, right? That's what you need in order to kind of be in other places. Now, what he said here, right now, is extremely honest. Okay, extremely honest. It's important for like expats occasionally to tell people like how much they spend on things. All right, so let me go ahead and explain at least the south of Spain. Think about this here. If I recall, the first apartment that my wife and I lived in Malaga, was maybe, 450 euros. Let's say $500. We were about maybe 10-minute walk from the Mediterranean Sea. Yes, right? Where all the beaches are. The 10-minute walk through 700-year-old streets, basically, guys. So think about that. Food itself, I think maybe came up to maybe 300 euros, guys. And a lot of that came from two euro pizzas. We just basically lived off of 2 euro pizzas, because there were 2 euros for an entire pizza. So we're going to eat 2 euro pizzas and shawarma, basically. Because it's delicious. But either way, right? I mean, I would say about maybe 350 or so. And that's basically the expenses, like the utilities included in the rent, bro. And the internet was maybe like 40, 50 euros on top of that. So let's say we're now coming up to almost 900 euros, almost $1,000 a month. And you're living in the south of Spain, sunny all the time, never bad weather. So basically, never bad weather. You're right there off of the beach, bro. Yeah. Okay. And that's the best thing I can explain. Then we moved out of the city, to her ancestral home, let's say, where there's like no bills out there. So now what's left? Just the internet and the utilities and food. So now we're talking about maybe spending 400 to 500 euros a month. That's it. Right? That comes up to maybe like almost $600 or so, right? And that's it, bro. It's really not that crazy. Africa probably, almost anywhere in Africa probably is going to cost more than that, right? But I guess without the ancestral home, let's say, it would still be almost 1,000. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to. And we were living like locals, because she, in fact, is a local. She's from the city that we were living in, right? And so yeah, guys. I mean, you don't have to live like you're used to. You can experience different things or in a different place. It's completely okay to live like the locals live if you really want to. But make sure you're not in a place that's like, again, terrible food safety. That scares me more than anything on this planet, bro. That scares me more than anything.
If you're going to take your little $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 and think you can move your family and I'll get a business up and rolling to be able to take care of us, you got another think coming. Not to say you can't do it. I don't know your ambitions. But time will be running out while you're trying to get business licenses, trying to get residencies. These take months in and months out.
You could just pay a fixer.
With that family. Guys. I'm going to be back on my next video. I'm going to share the top 3 reasons why people are leaving Africa.
All right. I mean, this was a great conversation, right? To be honest, this was a really good conversation. Really, really good. I think it actually could be for a lot of other places, not just specifically like anywhere in Africa, right? This could definitely work for like expat culture in general. There are a lot of people who ask me, like, bro, how do you do that? Right? And I simply say, listen, if you don't have drive, if you don't have the ability to kind of fit into places where you may be uncomfortable, or you may be the only person that literally looks like you, right? If you don't have that ability, maybe it's not for you. All right? Maybe it's not for you. Let's just start by saying that. But I definitely wish that more people would, in fact, travel a lot more, because, like, some of the best times of my entire life were like meeting somebody random from like Atlanta, right, for example, or like from New York City, right? Because, guys, I grew up in New York, right? Then moved to the South in the super early 2000s, and then left, right? Then just left America. That's what happened. That's my life story, guys. Right? Growing up on Long Island, New York, Atlanta, then for a couple of years, and then just literally leaving completely. And so it's always amazing when I run into people from like the state of Georgia or like New York randomly while touring, I don't know, Plaza de España in Spain for some reason, guys, right? So like I randomly would meet people. I see the Georgia shirt and I'm like all happy. I don't know you. We probably wouldn't even speak to each other in Georgia, but we're going to have the greatest conversation ever because, bro, you are here. I am here. Get what I mean here? Like you meet some of the best people while like experiencing the world, guys. I mean, you need to experience the world. Like there's so much more than the 3 states that touch your state. I mean that. Okay. So someone asked me, "Oh, you can't be, this has to be super, super expensive." And I'm like, listen, if you buy your tickets way in advance, like, so for example, I spent half the year in the United States of America, half the year in Spain. Okay. And with that being said, I know when I'm going back to Spain, right? I know exactly the date when I go. So with that being said, I wait and I buy my tickets so far in advance. It's crazy. And I end up getting my tickets generally for like probably no more than $450, right? Per ticket. So 3 people, there goes, right? And so like, it's really not that crazy if you can plan it in advance, right? I think a lot of people look at like flights and they're just like, oh, this is so far. This is so expensive to travel. Bro, are you trying to fly next week? Because if you know when you're going to go, it's not that bad actually, right? I mean, from, let's see. So for example, from Atlanta to London, for example, is generally like $350, and that's with like a month in advance normally. So I guess if you want to go even further ahead, it'll probably be cheaper. But generally, that's what I see going to like the UK. And then while you're inside, bro, Ryanair is crazy nice. It's terrible. It's like Spirit Airlines. Keep that in mind. In the United States of America, it's like Spirit. Just know you have your backpack, and that's it. That's what you're getting onto that plane with. You just take your backpack with some stuff in it for like a couple of days and fly back. Because like once you get into Europe, you can basically fly around Europe for nothing, bro. Okay, so you get to London, have your, drink your spot of tea, right? Go to Nando's, right? Have a good time. Get some like really good Jamaican food, some like chicken tikka masala, see the sights, okay, for a couple of days. And then say, you know what, listen, I want to go to Milan. All right, cool. 20 euros or like 30 euros or something crazy like that. Go to Italy, right? Go to Venice, right? For about the same price. I think Malaga to Amsterdam is like $20 something, bro. Like, I'm telling you, have fun, see all of the places, right? Do all of these things. It's actually not that crazy, but for some reason, people are under the assumption that it is excessively expensive to see the world. It isn't. Not really. If you're just talking about like Europe, oh no. No, you can see, bro, you can treat Europe like it's an extension of the United States of America, if that makes any sense. It's not that crazy. I think there are tickets to California that cost more than tickets to London from the East Coast. I'm just going to let you guys know. Go see the world, please. I beg of you, right? Japan is amazing. South Korea is amazing. Amazing, guys. Mongolia is amazing, bro. Russia's decent. Depending on what time of the year you're going in, guys. Kazakhstan is amazing. Greece is amazing. Guys, see the world. Egypt is terrible. Don't go to Egypt. I'm a hater. I'm an Egypt hater, bro. I am. They took all of my camera equipment when I landed. They took all of it. They said, you can't come here with this. What do you mean? We just came out of some type of Arab Spring or something like that, guys. That's not my problem. I'm coming here as a professional photographer, okay? with like a ridiculous amount of camera gear. Yes, I know it's more than the average tourist. I'm a tourist, but I'm a professional photographer tourist. Okay. I think I went there with like maybe $50,000 worth of cameras and lenses. And they were like, we have to hold this until you leave. Oh, okay. Well, then what's going to pay for my trip? Okay. Because now I can't take the proper photos. Well, this is crazy, guys. No Egypt. Forget Egypt. Cross that off the list. Enough of that. But all right, listen, guys. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day. Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.